In this video, we go over the latest portfolio calculator through yesterday, May the 20th, a 75 strategy portfolio. We've recently added mini S&P after hours. It was the all 74 access portfolio, but with this ES after hours, we've added that as well. We've also updated this setup to use the latest version of the strategy, and so you'll see the kind of diversity you get when you trade this. So when you're trading this type of portfolio, you're trading 75 futures contracts. The margin right now at TradeStation is about 402,000 for that, and the max drawdown is 38,000. So taking a look at these results here, you see there's 75 strategies, and as you scroll down the page, you see the list of all the strategies. The greens are the latest version. You see the older version, Gold Flash, then Gold Flash 2020, and then you'll take a look here what these have done. So if you're trading all 75 strategies, these are the latest results through May 20th, 149, 155 on the year, and you see the drawdown curve. Now you can trade this with less capital because not all strategies take a net position at the same time. So also there are brokers that have lower margins, and you could almost make the assumption that you could have $200,000 for margin and $40,000 for drawdown, and trade this with 250K. Might be a little more aggressive if volatility picks up and margins increase from here, but you can adjust the margins. Crude oil margins have gone down once again, and these are the TradeStation margins. So if you're trading at NinjaTrader, if you're sending your signals to the NinjaTrader platform from TradeStation, or if you're trading directly in NinjaTrader, you can copy and paste this, and you can see what the margins would be. And if you click on this, the margin goes down about half as much. 212,000 margin requirement. You can trade this with 250K. And so, take a look at the returns. If say you're allocating a $1 million account and trading, it's a very conservative approach. If you look at these returns based on trading one contract of 75 strategies, the lowest year is about 14.5%, while the top year is about 34%. And so you're beating the market, and you're being very measured, pretty conservative. Taking a look at this size of a drawdown, 38,000 on a $1 million account, and you wouldn't have to have all $1 million in your futures account, depending on your broker, right around 250,000. So that other $750,000 would be allocated elsewhere, and that is one way to use leverage in margins. We don't necessarily encourage aggressive leveraging, putting in a small amount in your account so you can trade more contracts. You don't want to trade as many contracts as you can, but you would like to keep less money in your brokerage account. You could in this situation. So that is for a large account and trading all 75 strategies. Obviously, you can trade smaller accounts as well, and you can trade micro contracts. So for example, the stock index portfolio 2020 trades 19 strategies, and the account size is 58,000 for this. If you were to trade this on the micros, you could trade this with about $6,000 or $7,000. 1/10 of this size, the drawdown would be about $2,000, or just say $2,100. And so micros have higher transaction costs on a pro-rata basis, and so you will end up having slightly less than 10%. You'll have less than 10% of the results, and so you can take a look at what the results could be in a given year. 18K last year, 18K in 2018, 5K last year, 10K this year. And so that would be 1/10 of the results. And so on a micro contract, you'd have less than that. On a year like this, it'd be very small. 2013, it'd be 1,300 on a micro based on 1/10. And then, like I said, the transaction costs are a little higher on the micros, so it would be even less than 10% of that. So this is the latest portfolio calculator. It takes into account the latest margins, and so by default, I have the higher margin rates in there. And you see, so for example, TradeStation margins, I'll put those in there. Interactive broker margins are higher as well. So let's paste that in there. So you can go over to the margins page and adjust the margins regardless of your broker. And that is the latest portfolio. Let's go over the workspaces that include these 75 different strategies, and I will show you the latest for those. So this is all strategy access 1, choppy day. The stock indexes are going through a little bit of a drawdown. Night trader continues to be consistent. It had two losses recently, but the last 2 trades have been winners. Let's look at the equity curve here. Sweet spot to start trading this if you're looking for one strategy. Buying this equity curve. It's has a cyclical pattern to it, and it could come back and has a losing streak down here. But it's been pretty solid uptrend overall and a good strategy to trade with lots of history. So that is night trader. Let's look at some of the other trades on the day. SR counter trends have traded a lot today. They're down on the ES, some are up on the NQ. Silver and crude oil are the highlights. We'll go over all the trades now. SR counter trend 2, E-mini S&P minus 825. Tick count trend 2, ES1M minus 775. Mirror minus 525, night trader plus 675. Adaptive moving average was long, and then it's flipped over to the short side, minus 425. Gap continuation minus 325, and then SR counter trend 2, 1M and 5M are minus 825, with the 15M still in on the trade plus 175. All strategy access 2, SR counter trend 2 NQ minus 825, Asia 4 long minus 1025. And we have SR counter trend 2 V2 1M, 5M, and 15M all hitting their profit target. So these were the highlights of the day, are the V2, 5M, 1M, and 15M. And those were also the highlights of the day on silver. I'll show you that as well. SR counter trend silver, SR counter trend 2 silver is plus 475 on the day. SR counter trend 4 silver is plus 475 on the day. Grains day trader 3 is minus 375. Gold flash minus 825, and Asia gold 4 long is a minus 1025. This is redundant with the 2020 version. You could trade both, or you could just trade the 2020 version. All strategy access 4. You see the 2020 version here, minus 1025 today as well. Cobra gold plus 575. SR counter trend 3 crude oil B plus 475. SR counter trend 3 crude oil A plus 475. And then all strategy access 5. We have SR counter trend 2 V2 1M, 5M, and 15M all hitting their profit targets. Each of these have 3 winners this week. You see hitting profit targets this week on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute, 3 winners, and then on the 15 minute. And so this is the highlight of the day and of the week. Today SR counter trend silver is 5 for 5. SR counter trend 3 crude oil is 2 for 2. And so crude oil and silver, the highlights on the day. The stock indexes are really choppy, and so it's been difficult trading stock indexes, and they're a bit of a drawdown, a little bit of a drawdown on the stock indexes, and that's why we have the diverse set of strategies in our portfolio. And those are the trades on the day. Let's look at it in reference to E-mini S&P after hours, that last strategy we added. Did not trade last night. Night trader did. Night trader and ES after hours have done a great job of capturing these overnight long trades. Let's look at the 25K portfolio and how the combination has worked out for that. Captured night trader plus 675, SR counter trend 3 plus 475, and also lost on SR counter trend 2 E-mini S&P minus 825 and minus 325 on gap continuation. So those are the trades on the day in the all strategy access setups and the 25K portfolio setups. We have multiple portfolio setups. I'll show you that once again in this. And so for example, the stock index portfolio is in an $8,400 drawdown. And let's take a look at where it is on the month. Minus 1477 on the month. The 36 system portfolio is in a $4,000 drawdown. And it is plus 7,500 on the month. This is as of yesterday, May the 20th. The 200K portfolio is near a worst case drawdown. So the commodity markets have had lots of choppy trades. And so let's take a look. It is down 8,500 on the month. It's up on the year. It's had a good year so far. It's struggling this month. You see it's at this worst case drawdown level where it's been before, and it's a good opportunity to trade and get in on a portfolio when it's near a worst case drawdown. Let's take a look at the 25K portfolio. It is in a $7,400 drawdown. It's about break even today, and so you always want to start. If you look, the opportunity to start when a strategy or portfolio is in a drawdown is one of the best ways to start a setup, in my opinion, rather than trading at an equity peak. If you wait for something to do really well, it feels easier to jump in on it. But typically you see the cycles of drawdowns and equity peaks. And so getting in on these dips down here are some of the best ways to get in a portfolio or to get into a individual strategy like Night Trader. And so let's take a look at some of the others that we are currently offering. This is the 100K day trade portfolio, a 17K drawdown, and so that's a good entry point as well. Where is it? It has been down the last 2 months. So up on the year, down the last 2 months. And let's look at the liquid day trade portfolio 2020. It is in a $9,000 drawdown. And it is up on the month. It was down last month, up on this month, up on the year. And let's look at SR counter trend portfolio, all the SR counter trend 2, 3s, and 4s. Like I said, this is some nice trades today on silver and crude oil, and down on even the S&P and some of the NASDAQ strategies. And it was one of the ones that did really well during high volatility. Did not have a drawdown during high volatility because it does not have trend strategies, and trend strategies tended to go through a drawdown. Now it's going through a little bit of a drawdown, which is a normal cyclical drawdown. And then we have the all 75 strategies. These have different dates on them, when they started, when they transitioned. So you can check the history. 38K drawdown maximum. Very, very nice to see a low drawdown. So all 75 strategies has a lower drawdown than, say, 36 strategies on the stock index portfolio. So the stock index portfolio, it's a 42K drawdown, while all 75 strategies has a 38K drawdown. So that's the benefit of diversity. And you see the results. Nice results on the year and on the month. And the cyclical nature of the drawdown curve. It's a little bit wider here, but it's been that wide in the past. So those are the updates on the day, midday for the portfolios, the portfolio calculator. Wanted to give you that update on the margins and show you the all 75 setup. It has had just this all 74, and that did not include the latest strategies that we transitioned to on April the 1st, but are included now. So that's the update on the day.